Good evening and welcome everybody to David Bell's Tong Sudo Show. I'm Master David Bell. Tonight, pretty excited tonight. I'm being joined by one of my students. It's Miss Vandana Rao. She's been with me about 4 years now. 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah. First degree black belt in Tong Sudo. Tonight what I want to do is have a little fun. I do yoga, a couple of yoga classes a week at the school. And tonight, I just wanted to do a show tonight and celebrate that yoga side. First, I want to just briefly how I got into yoga. And I've been training in Tong Sudo now for about 30 years. And stretching and warm-up has always been a part of the regimen in the Tong Sudo system. About 5 years ago, I was ailing with a little back injury. And with about 3 weeks of medication and painkillers, still wasn't getting any better. So I was introduced to a special stretch that was in yoga. And I think from 5 years to now, I've been in yoga ever since. So that's what the show is going to be about tonight. Just the basic, very basic fundamentals of yoga. First, would you say that yoga is probably 4,000 years of...
Yeah, that's the approximate
4,000 years in the Indian culture. So I'm just very thankful to the yogis of India, and I'm very fortunate to, I guess, be at a beginning stage of these arts. How are you doing tonight?
Good, sir.
Doing good?
Mm-hmm.
You excited?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Rao is not, we're not really in my yoga class, you know. But from time to time in the warm-ups, we do a couple of yoga stretches. So I asked her to be a part of this class or this show tonight with me. So we're going to keep it pretty basic. One thing, the fundamentals in the philosophy, whether it be yoga, Tong Sudo, Qigong, is the same. It's to try to create a balance between the mind, body, spirit. So there's going to be deep concentration in these stretches, and there's going to be patterns of breathing with this stretching, and then we'll see what happens with the body. We'll see what... Okay?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's step up on the mat. First, in starting any class, I like to do just breathing technique. So I try to take my mind and put it right in my rib cage and just picture the lungs. Then I want to blow out through the mouth. Close the lips and breathe in. Just corrected breathing itself is just very relaxing to the body. And that's what I'm trying to put a focus on, corrected breathing. In a sense, you would get, say, a balance, or if we think of it in terms of spirit or the internal self, breathing is our only physical connection to the internal self. So that would give me a type of balance between body and spirit. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll start this just by doing thinking external muscles. So we just do a quick head to toe. Every exercise we do will have a breathing pattern. And if you're just starting to work out, don't do real deep rotations. Just put your mind in the neck muscles and just rotate lightly. If you have spine injury or neck injury, you can bypass this exercise altogether. Okay. And up. Now, I want to do a little explaining this. If I take my mind, put it right into the center of the chest, and just hold the head up, mind here, and push out through the fingers. From the chest, out through the fingers. Then I take my mind and go to the base of the back and just lift up through the crown of the head. So I'm pushing out and lifting up. And that's our first pose. Okay. You take your mind, you can feel every muscle from the chest all the way out through the fingers with that pose. Now, with that same concept, with the same pose, same sense of lifting up and pushing out, I'm going to take it a step further. And here, up, out. Make sure you keep the shoulder as the eye of the circle. Here, I'm pushing out and do a small rotation. Okay. Now, I do want to say one of the ideas or principles of yoga is to promote a better sense of blood circulation. So that's why it's very important. Keep your mind on the muscles. You want to understand the frame of the body so you will understand how the body will move correctly without injury. Okay? And whenever you go into any type of pose, keep your mind on what you're doing. Okay? First, come in, up shoulder wide. Let your feet right under your hip. Keep the legs straight. And this time, we just want to do a hip rotation. So again, if you have lower back injury, you don't want to do this motion. But if not, you put your mind right on the hip joint. Try to loosen up the ligaments and muscles around the hip joint. Okay. Okay, good. Now, first, let's take this one down. Now, from here, let's do a slight bend from the hip. I'm trying to keep my legs straight. You notice here my feet are straight forward. I try to create a sense of balance between my heels and toes. Okay? Here, back of the leg is locked. And you can use your hands on the way down. Don't put a big strain on your lower back. Sit down. And notice I try to keep my head up as much as possible. That will allow me to keep my back straight, or help me to keep my back straight. So, down, and here. I'll inhale, and exhale and push back into the hip. Inhale forward, and back into the hip. Inhale forward, and back. Inhale forward. This time I want to go back all the way without moving my hands. I want to go back to the elbows. Inhale forward. And back to the elbow. Inhale forward. And slowly come up. Okay. How are we doing?
Good, sir.
Good? Okay. Now, get your block to the left side. This is one, not necessarily a favorite, but this is more of a full body stretch. Here, when I set this one up, if I notice, I'm only about maybe double shoulder wide. The back foot at a 45-degree angle. Here. And front foot straight. Now I want to work at, breathe, work at bringing my body forward or straight. Here. Head up. And start to inhale, stretch on the exhale. Keeping both legs locked. And this one I want to keep my hips even, back even as I stretch. And in the beginning, going down with this, use your thighs so you don't put a strain on your lower back. Okay? As you loosen up, your hands will come down. Keeping the hip even. Now once you get your hands to the floor, you can tell whether your shoulders are even by how the pressure coming from the floor into your hands. And again, I try to keep my back as straight as possible and pushing back into the hip and squaring myself up. Remember, anytime you're stretching, stretch with the exhale. Don't hold your breath and try to stretch. it's important to have pressure coming from the floor up through the arms. So in the beginning, when you start, if you cannot stretch this far, that's okay. Always use a prop, 2 blocks, to bring the floor up to you. But it's important to push up from the floor to get the push back into the hip. And when you come out, very carefully bend, step up, lower your buttocks, and use your legs to come up. Good. Yes?
Yes, sir.
We'll take it to the other side. This is one of the more thorough body stretches. This, you get to stretch all of the legs, buttocks, back, up into the back. Okay. And again, keep your hand up. Again, bend, step, and inhale, and up. Very good. Very good. Now that starts to get the body warm. Now this is kind of my own idea of a yoga stretch. Let's spread about the shoulder wire here. And I want you to imagine, you've seen this one. Here, take one hand up. Put some attention in the other hand. Okay? This one we go straight. Let's go straight in this way. We used to go like this. This puts less tension on the arm. This is more natural. Just a natural move here. So, the palm would face inward. So now, what I want you to do is think and breathe. Inhale and reach high. At the same time, inhale and reach low. You're standing straight up. Inhale, stretch. Inhale, stretch. Okay, once you inhale, exhale 3-4 times, I want you to take a deep breath. Inhale, hold that, and just slowly rotate. Just a little bend, still reaching high. Once you get as far as you want to go, turn, inhale, and look up into the palm of that hand. Inhale, straight. Use that hand to pull you up in your mind. Straighten you up. And then lower your arm. Nice stretch. After all of your stretches, coming back in, move very slow. You have stretched way more than you even think. Now twist, rotate, up. In, reach, in, reach, in, reach, inhale, and bend. Rotate up, look up. Inhale, pull up, inhale again, and come down. Beautiful. That's it. Okay. Okay. This one, first we go into Proud Warrior pose. This pose, and we're going to the left side first. Put your blocks in front, you won't need those. So, if we go to the left side, my stance is going to be a little wider and you'll see me adjust it as I stretch out. A couple of keys here. First, the setup is the same as before, only your feet are further apart. Back foot at a 45-degree angle. You're going to want to keep the back leg locked, front foot straight. This, we're going to take the spine straight down by bending the front leg once we start to move. To set the arms up, little twist. Okay. Arms. Inhale, out. Inhale, keep the head straight and rotate the shoulders. If you extend the neck up, you should be able to pull the chin right across the left shoulder. Inhale. Okay, you want to keep the hands parallel to the shoulders. Inhale and start your descent. Take it real slow. Now from here, there's a couple of different things I'm doing. Adjusting as I go down. I'm extending out from the center of the chest, and I'm extending up from the base of the spine. I want to take it down and go as slow to maybe get a 90-degree angle on the front leg. Trying to keep the spine erect. Once you get down, always it's down as low as I'm going to go. I always say quieten the stretch down. And I just take a deep breath and relax my body. To come out of it, I turn my hands forward, turn my front foot, and come up. Come in just a little bit and take one step back to front. Yes, in, and step out. It's good. The other side. one other key point. Even though you're doing pretty intense stretches, as often as you can with your mind, just initiate relaxation and check and see if the stretch is somewhat comfortable as the mechanics of the body. The mechanics have to be right. If something don't feel right, it's not right. Okay? If it don't feel right, you don't want to tear into anything. Listen to the body. Okay? Yeah. In. Just twist. In. And descend. Stop stretching. Stop breathing, stop stretching. That's what I always say. Inhale again and stretch. Once you're down, inhale to relax the body. Look forward. Inhale. Twist. In. And up. Out. This was probably the quickest little. Let's look at this as just warm up. This is when I'm at the school, I'm doing 90-minute yoga classes or yoga sessions. This was just a basic little warm up. There's probably going to be a part 2 of this one, but I do want to thank everybody for tuning in on this one. How do you feel right now? That's just like 30 minutes.
Extremely relaxed.
Relax.
My back, middle and lower back just seems to have let go of something that I was carrying all day.
I think with a little more than just the idea of stretching, just the intensity of concentration with the stretch, proper breathing patterns. If there's anything that I can help anybody with or answer questions for you, give me a call down at the school. We're at the First Tongsudo of Fremont. I'd like to thank Ms. Rao for part 1 of this little yoga session, and maybe we do a part 2 of this one. Okay?
Thank you.